Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 383 Little Force Podcast. My name is Tyler. Join me today. Which Tyler?
That's a large number.
383.
383.
Been a long time.
That's true. Long time, Eric.
We're going to be here for 20 years.
Who knows how long our bad's going to be? Who knows?
One Piece is never going to end.
Yeah. Did you see that fake announcement? They're like, oh, Oda said One Piece is going to end next year.
They've been saying that. 5 years, Christian, famously. 5 years.
5 years. Now, Eric, have you seen the anime and its return?
I have.
What are your thoughts on Kizaru just teleporting for no reason?
We're switching styles every shot. We're switching drawing model sheets every shot. You
knew.
You know, why did they change? Nothing.
More time for Source.
Hopefully more time for Source.
That's all that.
But how long is that going to last?
Let's be real.
How long is that going to last? 3 episodes?
Let's be real, Eric. Let's be real. It's more time. That's all. That's the only reason they did it. Because the Source is the only thing that matters. The viral Twitter clips is the only thing that matters. Alright? Now, they do a lot of character acting. There isn't a lot of actual cool stuff happening in that chapter. Yeah, alright, you get Mayor Whoop Slap.
Yeah, as you said last week, it's a bad chapter to come back to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But you get York's plan revealed. Okay.
But yeah, like, you know, we're not expecting crazy stuff.
No.
But it's good to have it back, man. We need it. We need it in the cycle.
Eric, the egghead argument, it's just to bring back the egghead arguments, really.
Because we go into the chapter releases Friday.
Mm.
People talk shit about it, blah, blah, blah. Then we roll into the anime episode Sunday.
Then we get the leaks.
And then we get stuck in the leaks. And
it's the whole cycle. It's the whole cycle, Eric. The whole ecosystem.
Without the anime, it drops off.
Yeah. So anime comes back this week. So get ready for that one.
And the executives at One Piece Treasure Cruise are thanking the Lord.
It was grim. It was a grim period. It was grim. Alright?
Stuff out.
How many Kizarus can they put out during Egghead, though? I guess they got all the elders.
At least 4.
They got all the elders. Are they doing weekly Sugo Fest? Like Sugo Fest new characters. They're doing weekly at this point.
Not quite.
Not quite? It's crazy.
But yeah. Anyway. What? Where's that video game at?
It died.
I'm gonna have to wait a long time. Christian, did you watch the Nintendo Direct?
I did.
Thoughts?
Mid. Prime was good. That's about it, really. I mean, you get a few little nice little quality of life game trading and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but clearly the big daddy is next week.
The big boy, Switch 2. Will the One Piece game be at the Switch 2 launch?
No.
Okay.
Will you see a sizzle reel of Namco Bandai games that include anime characters? Yes.
Eric, how many hot takes will there be at the Switch 2 event?
So many. You'll get the Snark Lord saying nothing.
Yep.
Pretending like things are confusing when they're crystal clear what's happening.
Yeah, I don't understand how people say this update is bad. It just adds more. Because you can do it.
Yeah, and they're clearly hiding a feature up their sleeve or two. With the mythical C button, Christian, no one knows what that does.
The mystical C button?
They rendered it off the launch trailer for no reason.
Okay.
And then put it back on in the promotional material. So the C button they're hiding. So maybe that's a key feature.
Is it a third stick? Or just a extra button?
You know how it's got like the capture button?
Yeah.
It's just another button like that underneath it, and it has C on it.
Is the Nintendo Twitterverse?
It could be. There's many options, but
okay. They got the app.
They're hiding it. They're hiding it.
They got the Nintendo Now app.
They're hiding it for no reason. Who knows what it means?
They got the Nintendo Now app, so it could connect to that.
Zelda live action movie announcing that.
We'll see, Eric. People want Lord of the Rings quality. You're not gonna get it.
You might get it.
How?
Lord of the Rings wasn't that expensive.
Yes, it was.
They shot 3 movies at once, though.
It was very expensive to make. Lots of costumes. Also, great actors. You gotta get the actors.
The Mario movie made $1 billion.
I know, but you gotta get you gotta get the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, great actors. That's
what do you want? Do you want Twilight Princess? Do you want I'm talking about Vibe here. Do you want Twilight Princess? Do you want Ocarina of Time? Do you want Wind Waker? Do you want Breath of the Wild?
Unfortunately, the only movie that would actually work would be Twilight Princess. Because that's just a straight story.
That's just a fantasy story.
Just a fantasy story, princess, dark realm, dark beast, whatever. Twilight Princess makes the most sense as a movie. If you do Ocarina of Time, then you're doing time travel.
Will they get in trouble for the Gerudos, Christian, when the movie comes out? Do you want puppet Gorons or CG Gorons? Do we want puppets or do we want CG?
Puppets. Let's don't do Gorons at all.
So you want to see like a labyrinth type
Labyrinth would be a
situation.
Good vibe. Yeah.
I feel like is that too camp for 2025, 2027?
Yeah, it is. No one's gonna like
People's
that.
gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Why is it this Edge Master?
The people want Edge Master, but I don't know. We're gonna see the age rating. Is it for kids? If it's not for kids,
do we give Link the elf ears? Do we give?
Yeah, of course. Well, wouldn't you?
Now, in reading the Zelda manga, Christian.
Yeah.
The dungeons in said manga are literally just I turn up and fight the boss.
Yeah, and I got the item.
Yeah. There's no puzzles to solve.
No.
Do you want to see a labyrinth type situation where we're in the dungeon?
He's gonna do one dungeon. He's gonna do one.
Do we go all the way back to Zelda 1? It's dangerous to go alone, the old man.
Maybe. Alright, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, Eric. We'll see what happens with that. But we'll get the One Piece one. We'll get the One Piece one next week. Order's back.
He's cooking.
He's cooking Elbaf. Do we have a solid direction this week? Are we willing to put it on paper? Or does it just solidify that these Holy Knights ain't it?
A little bit of that. It's still up. Summers needs to pull out some crazy cock.
We need Haki.
Yeah, like we need.
These Devil Fruit abilities, okay, alright. But we need Haki. We need to see.
Feels like the Giants are going to solve this issue in a couple of weeks.
Gaban's here. Is he going to get hype tooled? We'll see. Let's get into it. Chapter 1144. A time for warriors, Eric. Yamato is being thanked for destroying the Who's Who's base. Easy work. This is like an open world quest where you just run into an enemy camp and fuck it up.
And you're like 7 levels higher than what you should
you
be.
just like throw a grenade in there and everyone dies. Right? That's what Yamato is. Right? Destroy. Destruction. Mega low diff Who's Who. Mega low diff. Thunder Magua. That's it.
Done.
Eric, people want to say to me. Again, with the whole debate, you gotta put Yamato above First Commander. I don't care.
Very powerful.
You want to bring up Zoro or whatever, you gotta put her above King.
Has X Factor.
Has everything.
Has cock. Has divine swiftness.
That's right. You gotta put her above King. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Alright. Eric, we're on the Ripley tour of Elbaf. They find Elbaf's ancient science lab. Franky, I'm amazed.
Whoa, what's this?
This thing is science. Alright? Franky is confused about why the lab would even be here, Eric. Now, let me take you back. Do you remember Egghead? Do you remember Emmett's outfit?
Yes.
Very Elbafian. Got the fur, got the leather.
Right.
Alright? We'll talk about it top of the show, but is Oda trying to connect this ancient robot to that era?
Yes.
Alright? Eric, Lilith and Bonnie are there. Finally, we get a mention of them. They've been gone for a long time.
They're going to establish their lab.
Going to establish their base, going to establish their lab. Franky wants to check it out. Is this Franky's time?
Give him the upgrades.
Finally! We thought it was going to be Egghead.
Give him the laser beams. Give him the bubble tech, Christian.
Sure.
Could be broken, bubble tech.
The bubble tech's busted, Eric.
Give him... I don't know what else. What else are we going to give him?
Pluton beams.
To teleportation.
Eric, Franky is finally getting the Vegapunk collab he needed in Egghead. He's getting it here in Elbaf. What do you think about that?
All we needed is before the final war, and we're good to go. That's all.
Okay, that's all we needed. We'll talk about the Franky upgrades and talk about the show, right? Because we want to see a lot from Franky, and Oda giving us what we want. We wanted this in Egghead, but we'll take it here.
Low-key kind of rivaling the Monster Trio, Christian. He's low-key. He could be there.
Hey man, Franky always wants to smoke.
Franky kind of always the MVP of the arc.
He always wants to smoke. He doesn't care who it is. Right? Is Franky the most loyal man on the crew? Franky's not questioning anything. Zoro's questioning Luffy. Hey, what about Loki? What about this? What about that? Franky's always just like, let's do it.
Franky should have gotten the fire for it. That's what I'm saying. He missed opportunity.
Raw. Alright. Franky always says yes.
Yes.
Right?
Luffy wasn't going to give no fire for it to Zoro.
He's like, hey,
Or
Franky,
Zanji,
you want
hey,
it?
Franky, you want it?
It's his brother. That's his
Right.
brother, Eric. Franky's his brother.
Think about that.
Alright. Eric, then a giant lightning monster appears and is about to attack them. Then we cut over to the western village. The Drogon is attacking Eric. The Giants of Albath don't want the Straw Hats to get involved as they are guests.
We're warriors.
We're warriors. Eric Collins back. This kid, I'm telling you, this kid has the source, has the will.
Right.
Is this the best kid?
According to Moore, she's annoying and he doesn't like it.
Annoying? Why?
I don't know.
Why is he annoying? He wants to
It's
be a
an odd
great
take,
warrior.
but
Eric, can you explain to me why he would be annoying?
I don't know. It's fucking weird.
He gets the Shreds involved in the plot. Eric, Colin, he's there. He wants to help the Giants. He says he's the son of Gaban, so he knows. We thought we were gonna do some daddy issue shit with this.
As we've been talking about for years,
Yeah.
Albath should be uncapturable.
I mean, these Giants are getting it done.
According to law.
Yeah, the Giants are getting it. Eric, the Giants, say what you want.
They're getting it done.
They're kind of getting it done against this attack.
Dorian Brogy 3-piece, Christian.
2-piece meal.
Right.
And the fodder nameless Giants they defeat one, Eric. Eric, and we see a lot more Giants this chapter, so
Right.
it doesn't feel like there's 10 Giants.
Yeah.
There's a
A
lot more Giants.
little bit more.
A little bit more Giants to see, alright? Eric, the Giants brush him off. Nami tells Ja Rule about the 2 injured Giants. Human intruders are inside the castle. Jimbo and Brooke work out that there must be more than 2 devil fruit users. Nami is pissed off that the kids have been kidnapped. Eric, you don't mess around Nami and kids. We know
That's
this. Alright? Usopp works out that they're gonna use the kids as leverage. So we're gonna go save these kids.
Right.
Ja Rule again does not want the Straw Hats' help. Jinbei says that they are the best people to look for the humans as they are human-sized themselves.
Okay,
It's
Jinbei.
logic, it makes sense.
Jinbei.
Now Jinbei, I don't want this to be Jinbei gets fodderized, alright? I don't want Jinbei to get stomped because he's the guy who's there, alright? Oda, I know you're gonna hype these Holy Knights, right? Let's not shit on Jinbei because he's here, alright? Please. That's all I'm asking.
Let him be free.
Alright. Colin arrives and takes Straw Hats on his little ship with the Colin pirates. Meanwhile, the Holy Knights are just chilling at the table,
First of all,
having their meal.
This guy's clearly 2-piece main character.
2-piece main character right here. Is Luffy giving him the hat this and then this arc?
Nah, not quite. Not quite. But he'll be 2-piece character.
I think he is, Eric. Again, the dream scenario for me is Luffy loses that eye to Shamrock, and Colin's like, Luffy, your eye. He's like, it's only an eye. And then he beats the shit out of Shamrock, right?
That's crazy.
And then at the end of the arc, Shanks appears, and he's like, Luffy, you're a great pirate. Luffy's like, alright, here's your hat back. Then Shanks is like, no, you must pass this on.
Oh.
And then Colin goes, I also pass even you, the great monkey daisies. And then he gives Colin the hat. Like, we have the owl and the owl library to make it bigger, whatever. You know, it's the logistics.
Something can do something.
Alright.
Maybe he gets the one in,
Alright.
Maybe he gets the one off Aimu.
Yeah. So, Colin, what is the likelihood of that happening this arc?
Low.
Why?
It's just logistical
Eric,
issues.
we gotta
there.
move
The Straw
on,
Hat
Eric.
Pirates, you can't give the Straw Hat back.
Why?
It's iconic to Luffy. He can't remove the Straw Hat.
The eye patch. When the man with the eye patch appears, the story's at its close. That's all I said.
Yeah, I get the
That's all I
sense of
said.
it. Maybe at the end of the arc, like at the end of the story.
Oh. Do it now.
No.
You know how hyped that would be?
It would be hard now, but Can't do it.
Then we enter the era of Pyro King Luffy. At that moment, we're done with Straw Hat Luffy. We're talking about Pyro King Luffy.
Pyro King.
We're talking about Pyro King Luffy.
Pyro King.
Alright? We're talking about on Shanks' level Pirate Luffy.
It's gonna be Shanks first to prove that.
Alright? So, give me that eye patch. That's all I'm saying. Alright? So, they're on their way. Gunko, chilling, listen to music. Soul Kingu Brook.
Shout out, bro.
Eric, you know what?
Finally.
Eric, I swear I've ranted about this before.
Where were we?
I've definitely ranted about
It was
this
a
before.
whole cake.
It probably was whole cake. I'm like, why the fuck does no one know who Brook is? He's supposed to be like this legendary pop star. Why the fuck does no one care about Brook or understand who he is? Alright?
I think it was whole cake.
It probably was whole cake. So, finally, Oda acknowledges the time skip.
It would have been. I think it would have been better if Big Mom kidnapped
The Soul King Brook.
Soul King Brook to play the wedding.
Yeah. Why not do that? Why not do that? Why not do that? Brook had great moments in Whole Cake Island. We're not denying that. But no one knew who he was. He's supposed to be
legendary.
the best of the best.
Right. Signed many records. Christian TD records.
Of course. So, Tone Dials. Shout out, Brook, finally getting that recognition. Now, Summer says something very interesting to Gunko.
Go on.
Gunko goes, oh, what do you listen to? And she goes, New World, Brook's music.
Right.
Summers go, oh, what's your problem with this world right now? Obvious reference to the third world, Eric.
Right.
That's about to end. Now, Eric, is Gunko going to betray? I think this is clear foreshadowing from Oda. That Gunko's got some...
She kind of seems personality... Like, doesn't have a personality. Like, she's kind of a zombie.
I feel like she's she's acting very reserved. Because we saw that break with the food.
Yeah.
We saw when she tasted the salt that we came through.
And when Summers was naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a weird character. I can't really get a read on
Oda definitely has something to reveal.
Right.
There, some people say it's Victoria from Kid's Crew.
Or it's a revolutionary spy.
Plant.
Right.
That's crazy. Alright? W Dragon.
Right.
But are you willing to put your chips on Gunko?
Do we think Gunko was a Lamb's House individual?
She's too young.
There's no for shit going on. Who knows?
Maybe.
She's got one black eye.
What color though? We don't know if it's black.
Sure.
Alright.
I mean, look at Sharky. She's supposed to be 60.
Hey man, those Fishman jeans.
So, you know.
Alright. So definitely something's going on there, Eric. They're laughing at the whole guys are laughing at the adults trying to save the kids.
Right.
We cut over to Saul. He's got some shields. You know, he bumps one kid, bumps into the other.
He tries some shit.
Tries a rope. And then they get attacked by Fenrir. And then, Eric, the random giants have taken out a Drogo, Eric. But they've taken some casualties. So, the random giants can get something done.
Right.
Alright? And then Dory Brogan come in and use fucking Alabaster.
The legendary goated giant pirates.
They come in, Alabaster Spear. Destroy 3 of them at once.
Right.
And these things are no longer
Shout out Big Mom.
These things are no longer a threat.
Big Mom could just do that off the rip.
Off the rip.
Give Luffy Albert Spear.
Woo! That's crazy. Right? Eric, with this single move, a Straw Hat cannot fight one of these for their fight.
Nah, it's over. These guys are done.
Eric, the nightmare creatures are not the
guys.
threat of the arc. So that throws another thing into the mix.
We're just gonna have to summon 9 Holy Knights. That's what we're
gonna have to do.
That's what we're just gonna have to do.
Alright?
And that's what we're doing.
Eric, Gaban is also here to join the fight. We thought he was gonna be out of the arc. But he's here.
Maybe the Holy Knights go in the back foot, they're about to get defeated. Shamrock comes in.
Sure.
One shot's Gaban.
Eric, we have to have Shamrock.
Or just like grabs you.
Eric, as I said last week, the Holy
Gaban's about to defeat Summers with his axe, and then Shamrock grabs it and just breaks it.
Yeah, we need some shit like that. Alright? We need something like that. Otherwise, You know what I'm saying?
We need the villain back.
We need Shamrock back in this story, alright? Otherwise, it's kind of like,
Sure.
you know.
When are we gonna have that convo with Daddy and Shamrock?
Surely,
Father.
I need more resources.
Why did you call me back here, Father?
Yeah.
You must capture the Nico.
He doesn't give a fuck about the Nico, apparently.
Maybe Garly does, because you capture the Nico.
Okay. Now, Eric, obviously, is Scopper going to get high-tooled? Of course, Summer, we're setting up for Summers to capture...
I feel like we have to defeat all the Giants before the Straw Hats get involved.
I feel like we're setting up for Colin to get captured by Summers and for Nami to get captured by Summers.
Well, if Colin gets captured,
Yeah.
then Gaban's going to get one shot
Yeah.
by the Devil Fruit.
Eric,
That's not his fault.
No. But, Eric, Summers captures Nami and Summers captures Gaban, and then we get the legendary Sanji Gaban team up. What do you think about that?
I mean, the
Sanji fans want it so bad.
But that could be a double-edged sword. They could get fucked up.
If they do, if
Oda tool them at the same time together.
Oda cannot do the double nasty hype tool. And Oda can't do it.
If Sanji and Gaban get hyped all together, hilarious.
Oda reads Twitter at that point.
Yeah.
Alright? So, but I don't want Jinbei to get dumpstered. Because Jinbei's there. I don't want Jinbei to get dumpstered.
Gaban can't be in the arc for obvious reasons.
Yeah, we're going to take him out.
He's going to get taken out.
But Eric, that means...
And that'll hype up, that'll start showing the Fruit of Summers and their Kaki maybe and shit.
Mm.
Who knows? Maybe All Might Killingham's the real guy, Christian.
The real villain.
Right.
Now, Eric, I don't want Jinbei to get dumpstered. That's my issue. That's my big issue. Because Jinbei's here with Colin. We obviously know Colin has to get captured for Gaban to have some sort of stakes in the arc.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, it's hard. Also, gives Luffy personal stakes with Gaban. Because he kind of hates Gaban right now. He's not a fan. He's not a Gaban fan.
He likes Colin, though.
He likes Colin. That's what I mean. So, Gaban fails. Gaban hasn't got Luffy. Gotta say, my kid.
He hasn't revealed to him that he's Gaban yet either.
No.
Like,
So Luffy puts some personal stakes on Luffy.
Why doesn't Jinbei know? Jinbei hasn't seen him yet. Jinbei knows. Jinbei wouldn't know.
Jinbei knows.
The Giants told him.
Yeah. Now, Eric, that's it in the chapter. What do you think about this chapter? Very good chapter for the side characters.
Yeah, like some good tidbits, and we're setting up Franky shit, which I like.
The battle has officially begun. We're moving pieces. We're no longer in the stealth. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
Like I keep saying to you, I need
Shamrock.
I need the Luffy source, Christian. It's been a long time.
It's gonna be a very long time before we get Luffy source, Eric. I feel like Luffy has to get stuck in the underworld, and then everything has to go to shit in the sun world, and Luffy and Zoro and Sanji have to appear. Maybe with Loki, I don't know. Maybe that's overkill.
We find ourselves in the same position we found ourselves in the last 6 months.
But I can see the pieces moving now. It's no longer a stealth mission. We're no longer confused. Everyone knows what's happening.
Do you find it odd that the unease in which these dream demons are getting taken out?
They don't really seem like a threat. I mean,
Right.
They'll keep the Giants busy, whatever. That's how we're going to keep
They
the
don't really
Giants
seem
busy.
like a big issue.
That's how we'll keep the Florida Giants busy. We'll
Right.
keep them busy with these dream creatures.
Where do you rate Gunko? What do we rate these Hollow Knights? We talking first commander? Is that what we're talking
They've got to
about?
be minimum first commander to be even relevant.
Right,
Otherwise, like...
Who's gonna stug on his ass is gonna get one shot, though.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, obviously, we all know Shamrock's the strongest one. We don't know, and no one's going to deny that. That Shamrock is the guy.
Right.
Alright? But, am I buying... Again, we need Haki.
No, shout out to the chat, Christian. He calls for patience. I just need sauce, man. The anime gives me sauce, but it's been out.
Alright?
We need that sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, like... It's like a 7 out of 10 chapter. It's a fine chapter.
I like this chapter a lot more for the side characters. Finally, Brooke finally getting recognized.
Well, yeah, I like
Franky
this.
getting that ancient tech knowledge, Eric. This is shit we want for Franky. Alright? We'll get to talk about the show. This is why I'm going to rate this one 8 out of 10. Okay. I enjoyed this very much. Alright? Very good for the side characters.
Next week. When does the Straw Hats get it? Like, when does the Straw Hats get involved?
It depends how slow Oda wants to take it. I think the Straw Hats run up on the Holy Knights next week. At the end of the chapter. That's going to be a cliffhanger.
Into a break.
Jinbei, Nami, Usopp, and Jinbei.
You said Jinbei twice.
Well, there you go. Who's actually there? It's Nami, Jinbei.
Robin.
Robin's not there. Robin's with Soul.
But Robin's with the kids.
Yeah, but there's the Colin group and then there's the Soul group.
Yeah.
Nami, Usopp, Jinbei, right?
Yep.
Because Sanji and Zoro and Luffy are downstairs.
3 intellectuals, Christian.
Brooke's there. Brooke's there as well.
4 intellectuals.
4 intellectuals.
The smartest
so
people.
Brooke runs into Gunko. We get the Straw Hats facing up against the Holy Knights next week.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Sure.
Alright. Move it on. Eric, how strong is Shanks? Every week we review the question of how strong is Shanks. And every week we answer. Shanks is the strongest, Shanks is the God King. But still people out there. Still. People out there.
Miraculous.
Say Kaido's top 1. Still people out there, Eric, saying Dragon's top 1. Where is he? He's still not here. The Holy Knight's active.
Where is he?
Where is he? Alright. There are people there that think Sakazuki's... Eric, I'm seeing too much Sakazuki sauce on the time. Enough. Alright? I saw threads about what if Sakazuki's the savior of the world. No, he loves the world government. He loves tyranny. Stop.
Right.
He's not going to be a heel-tone good guy. Alright? Why do people do this?
Because he's raw and they want him to be not defeated.
Alright? Why do people think that Alkainu has
Because Luffy's
balls?
gonna turn him into a pizza, and then they're gonna clown. Then they'll have that panel forever.
It'll be great. Alright? Eric, there are people out there that think
Luffy's literally gonna cave his face in, and they're gonna have to deal with that panel.
Stargun?
See, this is the thing people don't want to admit. The villain fans, they want to dodge the Luffy smoke because they get embarrassed.
They're gonna get embarrassed.
They're literally
They're
gonna
gonna
get
get
clowned.
clowned.
They're gonna get clowned on by the MC.
That's what he does. That's what Gear 5 does.
So just pray Luffy doesn't fight Akainu fans.
Just pray. Alright? There are people out there that think Aimu's the strongest. You know, he sweats that Joy Boy.
New fans, fucking Aizen fans,
Aizen. Okay.
Yuha fans,
Okay. Bleach.
Orochimaru fans,
Naruto. There's
Kaguya fans.
There's no situation where Aimu has the Orochimaru allegations, alright? Those Orochimaru allegations are crazy. Do you know that Orochimaru is at Naruto's wedding?
Yes.
It is. It's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
We discussed this with Neto many times.
What did he say? What's his excuse?
Cycle of hatred.
The man is literally like a crazy, like Nazi
Sex pest.
pedophile scientist. That's just a fact.
And not sanctioned by the because he helped in the war, Christian, you say.
When did he help? He didn't help. What is this lie?
Some bull. I can't remember the cope.
Weird. Alright, weird. Weird message.
Anyway. Not bad though.
There are people out there that think Mihawk's the strongest, and they're the worst.
Bummed.
Alright? A certain fan thinks that. Alright? Now, we bring 100% factual information to the table every week. This week's evidence says Shanks is so strong, the Holy Knights wouldn't even bother with Albath if he was there just like 3 days ago. Convenient that they plan their attack as soon as Shanks leaves.
Correct.
Very convenient.
Comedian dude. Well, Christian, we
Shanks the strongest. Shanks the good king.
Topic of the show. LA Franky.
Eric Franky.
What? No.
What is happening?
We got double cameras
Double
going.
camera. How is that possible?
Because we have the webcam on. Keep going.
There we go. All right, we're back. Franky, Eric. Franky, gotta get that buffs. Will Eric? If we don't leave this arc with Franky buffs, I'm gonna get mad.
He needs them.
We're in Albath. We got the ancient tech. 3,000 years, Eric. Is this first world law?
Yes.
Is Oda willing to do first world law?
Well,
now?
obviously, that's why it's here.
Yeah.
He set that up. This could have been, a digger.
Did they have? Are we gonna get the reveal that they had them on the flame too? Surely.
Are we gonna be in the middle of combat and like fucking Lilith, Bonnie, and
What's
Franky
what-
like
I mean-
mixing vials together and they're like, oh well, the Lucha Law, like
Maybe they have to activate something.
where does it fit? You know?
Maybe they have to like do science to activate some weapon to like save Albath or some shit.
Who knows?
Could be some shit like that. Who knows? But Vegapunk, Franky interactions, collaborations, Eric. This is what we predicted for Egghead. But instead we got a weird escape.
Franky wasn't even doing anything in there.
Franky got some great feats.
They wasn't even talking to Vegapunk.
He wasn't really talking to Vegapunk.
He was just kind of like helping Luffy.
He said, I'm a big fan.
Right.
He got the introductions out of the way.
He had the worst outfit in Egghead.
It's terrible. Albath outfit might be his best. Albath outfit, it's great. Eric,
You can't surpass the just Rosa gun hair.
the gun hair's
It's
great.
impossible to
The gun hair's
surpass.
great, but I do enjoy the Albath.
Yeah. Frankie's doesn't have the best outfits all the time, but
He's got a good one. Eric, you could say he's got a good one
Yeah.
in Albath, alright? So, Franky really gotta... I want him to dig deep into the tech. Because we know he has that Pluton knowledge. Talk about Pluton. Talk about it, Franky.
talk about Tom. Talk about Iceberg.
Because I think Oda's setting up for the ancient tech to really be relevant. And, of course, the One Piece we all know is ancient tech.
Yes.
Will Franky have to repair it in some way?
Perhaps. Frankie coming in clutch.
I think people underrate the importance of Franky. And because of the... And now we're going to get to the ancient tech realm.
And
Where
we
need a lot of knowledge.
We've got an elite engineer, Christian.
The best. Not
not
the
the
best.
best.
Vegapunk's
Second
the best. Second best engineer.
He's better than fucking Queen.
He's better than Queen. Queen sucks dick, alright? Queen's got... Eric, would you... Let me get this.
He's better than Kid.
Better than Kid. Kid just slapping shit together.
Right.
Alright, Franky, second best
He
engineer.
doesn't have the advantage of the metal fruit that it can just put cogs
Magnet
together.
shit
Right.
together. Franky's second best engineer. We'll
Right.
say that, alright? We'll say that. Now, what kind of upgrades do you want to see with Franky? Do you want rapid fire laser beams?
I just need the bubble tech. Give him bubble gloves.
If he has bubble tech, might be over.
Give him the bubble gloves. Give him the bubble shield. Give him the bubble guns. Imagine a Frankie boxing with the bubble gloves.
That's crazy. Sea Stone, devastation.
Because he doesn't have Haki, Christian. So if he had that bubble
You give him that bubble tech, he's covered.
Right.
He's already one-shotting at Vice Admirals just with a fucking impactful
Shout
run.
out fucking
Red King.
Red King. Get a one shot.
Do you expect Franky to tell Vegapunk about Pluton? Because he would not have the access to the record.
If it's related to the robot, perhaps.
The lab. We don't know if it this looks like a robot.
Yeah,
The lab.
you can assume it's some kind of situation going on. But yeah. Like, we want to see... What else? What else? The light gloves kind of don't matter because...
Don't matter. Give him the bubble gloves.
Because of the bubble gloves.
Yeah.
Green blood shit. Do you want him to get some green blood going?
Devil fruit. What if he gets a Senor Pink devil fruit?
Hype. Suplex City.
Suplex City.
Then we got 3 guys with it.
I know. Then we got 3 guys with it. It's a bit much,
Yeah.
right? What would be a diamond fruit? Diamond boxing, Eric. Mihawk's worst enemy, the diamond knuckle, of course.
Who could forget?
big old duck that don't creep smoke, as we all remember.
Let us know some kind of Franky shit you want to see. Obviously, spam and laser beam. Christian laser beam is the most
Eric,
important.
Let me ask you
technology.
the real question. If indeed Franky is the new Emmett, as many predict, what is his power level cap? In the robot
Can he
tech,
surpass? Can he surpass Jinbei?
with the upgraded Shogun
Right.
craziness?
Can he surpass Jinbei? Because he's kind of got a laser sword already with that V.
The V
Shogun
victory slash.
Right.
I want to see Shogun 2.0, and I want to see Pluton blazers.
It's got a big hole in it at the moment, so.
We got to repair it. When are you going to repair it, Franky? All right? Did you already repair it? We don't know. All right? Are we going to get... What's he stealing for you? What's he stealing? Because right now, you can make the argument that Franky on the verge of third command.
He'll surpass Queen.
Surpass Queen?
Yeah.
So we'll save Franky's cap first commander.
Yeah.
In the robot or out of the robot? Out of the robot, what's his cap? Third commander? Or will he surpass Queen?
Surpass Queen.
Second commander?
Shogun.
What are we talking?
Could be
Could be great. Eric, if it has Pluton lasers,
Right.
if we're
That's
vaporizing
what we're talking
islands,
about. If it's got the Pluton cannon.
we're talking at least if he's vaporizing islands, you gotta put him at Admiral tier.
Sure.
Franky absolute max cap in the Shogun, kitted out, max weapon. Alright?
Yeah.
Franky ultimate weapon mode. Alright? So, because really, the level of tech is really uncapped.
Right. Technology can do a lot of shit.
Alright? So, we're waiting to... Franky, I'll tell you. Is Oda bold enough, brave enough?
I think the Shogun will be busted at some point.
Yeah. For that final war?
Yeah, that Shogun will be stupid.
Eric, we see a robot in the final war.
It's kind of
And that
stupid
fight that
right
panel.
now. If you think about it.
Yeah. Very stupid. Right?
Kind of just one-shot Sasaki with that radical beam.
Yeah, that radical beam really did one shot society. Eric, as we say, the radical beam underrated. Alright?
Right.
Eric, Franky had higher attack power than Sanji in Punk Hazard. Because Sanji couldn't break down that door.
That's true.
Now, the Zoro fans always bring this up. Franky had higher peak level attack power.
People underestimate. Now, if Vegapunk gave, Franky any legitimate type of power source, he could be uncapped.
He's using cola.
Right. That ain't it.
Cola ain't the energy, alright?
Now, if we replace cola with some green blood.
Or replace cola with some fucking Nika energy. Eric.
Right.
What if Franky's running off the Drums of Liberation?
What if he's running off? Would it just put the mother flame in
the chest?
In the chest cavity. Super Franky, ultimate Franky.
Ultimate Franky, alright?
Keep an eye for Franky. People like Franky, Christian. There's no beef.
There's never any Franky beef.
Right.
Alright?
People respect Franky.
You know why?
Because he gets the job done as well.
Eric, go back to Wano. What did he say to Big Mom? I don't give a fuck. What did he say? What did he say, Nami? Nami, why are you running?
He doesn't fail.
Eric, why are you running?
He has broad moments.
We gotta make Luffy the Pirate King.
I'm trying to think. Has Franky ever had an L?
I mean, you can argue getting kicked away by Kizaru, but he took that hit.
No damage.
No damage.
Yeah, Franky doesn't cop L's. He's got no annoying character trait.
No, he's great.
Now, some say his pre-Tunsky designs an L, but we're used to that at this point.
Eric, alright, Oda's making it work with the Albath shit, alright? The Dressrosa cannon here. Eric, it really was the buzz cut. The buzz cut, why did he introduce him with the buzz cut?
Right, he needed the pompadour.
He needed the pompadour.
It came out 2 seconds later.
I understand
but
that.
now that's going to be his base design forever.
It's a very annoying when they go back to the Dressrosa.
When will the marketing design changes, like the final arc?
Final War designs.
Final War designs, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Give him a good one, Oda.
There you go.
You'd imagine they'll be pirate themed, right?
Eric, let me ask you a question. Why was the Straw Hats Onigashima outfits, half pirate, half samurai. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, I don't know. Oda was doing some weird shit.
Oda, make them all hype. Why are we... You gotta make a match.
Give Luffy the K back. Keep us saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, questions. Keep an eye for Franky. Questions. Media source. On.
Alright, there we go.
Here we are. Some questions from the people. From Bane, Christian.
From Bane, Eric. Is Copacabana about to be a Holy Knight's hype tool? We thought about it.
If it happens, Sanji fans will never recover. It's true. But Sanji fans are so used to it, Christian.
Eric, they've got all the canners, alright? You got all the canners.
It's highly likely that Gaban will be hype told.
Eric, we're getting close to 20 chapters in Albath, and in Egghead we had our 10 chapter cutaway after 20 chapters from mostly Egghead plot. However, Egghead would also cut away halfway through the various chapters with something not happening in Albath. Albath, either way, I think we're approaching the cutaway point. The only cutaway I can actually see is cutaway Shamrock Garland because it's arc relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, we can't really pick a pattern with it because Oda did it the first time in Egghead.
And he's kind of not doing it now.
Like, it could have just been
an Egghead
thing.
He said Battle Royale. He wasn't wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to keep this as the new norm when he didn't do it for 25 years, so...
Fairly soon, Oda's Job Festa message talks about outside events this year.
He did say that, but
never take the Job Festa.
No.
Eric, what happened to the legendary man? The local legend.
That man.
Was the Copacabana the whole time? Who knows? Now, Eric, we have a bathroom emergency on our hands.
Oh no, Christian this time.
Yeah, I don't know why he put extra pork meat on top of the lasagna. Alright, he wants to.
He's about to blow up the toilet.
He wants to kill me.
What do you want me to do? Just read the questions? Fucking hell. We apologize to the people's ears listening. What's going on with the chat, huh? Oda gave Robin her old hair, yeah. We like to see Robin's old design. It's nice. Darkoplex. If Killingham can push the strongest army in the world to solo, is he a top 20 character? This is the issue with the Holy Knights right now. We don't fucking know where they sit. We have to assume they're strong. Haki's gonna play a big role in it, Jinbei's gonna encounter them. Will he get hype told? If Killingham one-shots Jinbei with some Haki, then we kind of know how strong they are. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know, it's kind of hard. These Holy Knights are doing, we've got 3 of them. Gunker's kind of weird. Is she a part of it? Is she not? Summers is obviously the kind of lead here. Killingham's just kind of sitting around. Again, we don't buy it. We don't buy that these guys are it. We need at least 9 of them for the Straw Hats. Will they turn up? It's hard to know. Because that's kind of the problem with Albath tomorrow. Quaka. Call me Clay. Clay with a question. I like Dory and Brogy. They're one of the few giants I like, but come on, you gotta do something else to hype them up. It was nice to see them attack again after they reintroduced, but the 3rd time. I'm not hyped seeing that anymore. Yeah. I mean, they got a 3-piece combo on them. Good chapter though. Seems like we'll get a confirmation with the God Knights soon. A confrontation, yeah. What do you all think about the last page with them? Also, what do you what would Oda have to do to make you take these giants more seriously? Not talking about Loki into account. I mean, the giants have put in work. Like, you know, they're taking out Holy Knight goons. It's Oda really seems to push the idea that the giant pirates are the strongest giants that there are, which doesn't help their case. Like, we can't forget Mr. 3 and Little Garden. We just can't forget it. And, you know, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Do we want to see some new moves from the giants? Yes. Yeah, I don't know what Oda's going to do with Dorian Broggy in Elbaf. Like, as it always goes, we're going to make a room for the Straw Hats and give them the spotlight eventually. So maybe it's their fate that they get taken out by the Holy Knights. But again, the Holy Knights have to broker with someone. They have to make a deal with someone. Who's the leader? Is that why they go to Loki? Is Loki the leader that they assume? Is Hydruden? Yeah, gross stonks. It does kind of look in that similar old school design of Miyazaki, which is, you know, I think a little nod. But yeah. I don't know. It kind of seems a little bit too easy for all the giants and shit right now. Like, I think the Holy Knights will impress. Maybe we're taking them too lightly at the moment. You know, Oda gave Dorian Broggy 1.8 bill. It's just hard. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling this, like, situation at the moment. Kind of difficult to know where we stand with them. Christian's back. How do you feel about Dorian Broggy's role in the arc, Christian? What's going to happen to him? They're just going to get fucked up?
Yeah, they're going to get fucked up. They're going to get fucked up because at the end of the day, we all know this is a Luffy show. Alright, someone's going to get him. Who? We don't know.
Do you feel like Oda's like positioning the giant pirates as like the strongest giants?
Yeah. Except for Loki, of course.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Loki's carrying this arc, huh?
Carrying the giants, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Franky arc, an arc late. It's you know, we'll take it.
Oda works in mysterious ways, Christian.
Of course, he wanted to get the ancient tech, you know, lore. You just wanted it, Eric.
Right.
Just leaked that One Piece Fortnite is actually happening soon, Eric.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Did you see the leak?
I didn't see the leak. What's the leak?
Just, you know, Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Sanji.
Do we see skins?
No skins.
Are they any good? No skins?
No actual images, just
Okay.
the announcement that it's happening soon, apparently.
And in your opinion, what is Oda using the ancient past for in this story? It's got to be lore, it's got to be background, maybe like a morality tale about the greed of man. You know how it is.
Right.
Right?
Do you know how bad Luffy's gonna look in this fucking Fortnite holding a fucking Uzi?
It's gonna be funny. Doing all the types of cringe dances, Eric.
They're gonna have Luffy they're gonna have Zoro doing those meme dances.
Yeah. Sanji definitely. Right.
Well, that's the last question, Christian. Like,
That's the last question. Alright.
anything to leave off? Any thoughts, Christian?
Thought is we need Shamrock back.
Can we get a Big Mom percentage update?
So it remains the same.
What was it?
50%.
Give me an actual number, like
50%.
50%. We're holding.
We're holding
Right.
50%
We're
chance.
gonna check it every week on the Big Mom counter. I imagine as
Wait,
you get
if her
deeper,
name gets dropped in the Loki flashback, it goes up to 80%.
as you get deeper, at what chapter point will you drop it? At what chapter mark? Because we're 20 in.
When we're finding Shamrock, I will drop it.
So you think it's possible that she comes in a light play?
Kuba situation, Eric. Or is that before?
She's gonna be seen though.
I know.
Kuma was spotted on the red line.
Eric, again, Oda works in mysterious ways.
Okay.
Alright? Who knows, we might get Big Mom next arc like he decided to give us Franky this
next
arc.
week, Summers, get that haki going, one shot.
I need to see some haki. I want to see something crazy.
You give us some cock from Summers, now we're talking.
Eric, cock is a little much. Alright, let's relax on the cock. Right? He's gonna do some vine punch. Alright? Maybe knock out Dory or some shit. You know. As people say, Mr. 3 feet.
Yeah, that's the problem. Give us that Garling Shamrock conversation next week. Give us a little something.
We need that, alright? Shanks is stronger, Shanks is go king.
Good night.